Decisions. I'm gonna make some Halloween designs and I laid my fabrics out to decide which ones I'm gonna use. I think I know which ones. I just need to get them cut out and put heat and bond on the back of them. Looks like that one over there got ripped. Oh, it's just folded back. Okay. I think I'm gonna pick the fabrics and then I'm gonna cut and put heat and bond on them, and then I'll pick y'all back up there. Okay, maybe you can hear me above the machine, but I did narrow down the fabrics, which I know I still got a lot here, but I did get it narrowed down, so that's a good thing. Right now, I'm fixing to go through and cut off some pieces and cut the heat and bond that I'll need to go with it. This is the heat and bond, and it comes on a big boat. And I get it, it'll be listed where I get it and how I use it. And then this side, you will press it to the fabric that you're going to use for the applique design. So let me get this cut and then I'll be back. Okay, while the machine's not running, it stopped. I was just going to show you, here's the scrap of the heat and bond that I had. So I'm just going to take it and put it on the fabric that I want. You got to have a little bit of space around it, all the way around, so you can peel. Actually, it's going to be close on this and on top and bottom, but if I can get one of the sides to start peeling when I peel, then I'll have it and be able to peel it off. But you just lay it down and then just make sure you got a 1/4 of an inch at least all the way around it. Once you start doing it, you'll know what you can and can't do when you're doing it. Yeah, on this fabric, I think you can see it a little bit better. I've got just a little bit of room all the way around. And then after I press it, then I'll be able to get a hold of the back end and pull it off. Just like I said, you just need enough room to where you can get a hold of the back end and peel it off after you heat press it and it cools back down. Okay, I got the fabrics picked out. I probably got too many picked out, but I did get them picked out and I had cut out some. And I went ahead and put the heat and bond on the back of them. And when you get the heat and bond on the back of the fabric, it'll have this shiny look. But you also want to make sure that your fabric is overlaid just a little bit around all the edges, so you'll have a place to peel the backing off when you get to it. And usually when I get done, I just trim it back down all the way, even all the way around, so there's no fabric left without heat and bond on it. And then that way I know when I lay that fabric down on an applique design that it is got heat and bond on it, and I won't have to worry about it not having any and coming loose. And so when you get your fabric cut and your heat and bond to go on it, you just take it and you'll put it on your heat press, and I'm going to turn you around maybe without making you dizzy. And it tells you the temperature, and honestly, I had to play with the fabric and the temperature settings to find what sets for me, because not all heat presses are the same, they all do different. So I just find the temperature that works for me. And you have to press the fabric first to get the wrinkles out, of course. And you also want to get out any moisture or anything like that that's in it to keep it from not sticking. And you don't want to get your temperature too hot because it won't stick. And of course, if you don't have it hot enough, it's not going to stick. And then when it gets through pressing for the adjustment that you get figured out that works for you, and it may be right on with the instructions that it tells you to do. And actually that it did on the first heat press I had, and then it went out, and then with this one it's just off. I just have to keep it checked and make sure it's sticking. And I've got it on there, and this is Teflon sheet you want to use between your fabric and the heat press itself to keep from burning and marking your fabric. Let that get done, and I'll pull it before it starts beeping. And it's a cool press, so that means you got to wait until it cools off before you peel the backing off, because if you don't, then you'll pull off what you just put on. So you let it cool, or cool enough, off while I'm right here. And I'm going to turn it around. If you don't turn it over, and it's cooled off. I know. And this is what I do before I peel that back, and I'll take and I'll pull it back loose from one corner or the other. And then, like I was telling you, I finished cutting off the fabric, the excess fabric that's on there, where when I'm using it and I lay it down on a design, then I know every piece of that fabric has got heat and bond on it, and it doesn't, I don't have to worry about it. But this is what I do. It just works for me. And I try to get it as close as I can without having to trim, but sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. I actually turned that off, and I just remembered I'm not done with it yet. And then go back over here where I pulled it loose. And then you pull it off, and then it's got the heating bond on it, and then it's ready for when you do your applique. And I've actually got some designs in my cart that I'm trying to decide on, which I think I've got a couple that I'm gonna do and get them ready to go. I've got a couple more pieces of fabric that I gotta do heat and bond on, and then we'll go to the computer and I'll show you what I've got in my cart and how I do my picking and downloading and all of that. Okay, now I'm at the computer, and I just usually get on the computer and search for embroidery, Halloween designs, and my machines use a PS file, and sometimes I'll go ahead and put PES file in there too, if I can put it in without the period. And I just start looking. Thought that one was cute at one time, and it is, but I just don't know if I will or not. I do have this one in my cart. I did have that one in my cart, and I took it out. I may put it back. I do that all the time. I put stuff in, and then I have to take it out. And then I just scroll looking for what I think I like, or that I hope somebody else will like too. Then, of course, you put it in your cart, and then you go over to your cart, and you scroll your cart, and you find it. And I have these that I haven't paid for yet, but I'm probably going to. But I did go ahead, and I downloaded, and well, bought and then downloaded some designs. And I'm going to go over here right quick where I purchased them. And I'm going to, when you buy them, you have to do you have to download. And then after you download them, they end up in a file. Oh, yeah, there was that one. They end up in a file on your computer wherever your downloads go to when you download something. So, since I purchased last night, let's go right here. And now I'm in my purchases. I'm looking for my purchases. This one is one I got, but it's not going to show me. Halloween, let me see. Halloween ghost cap. Now, why is it not showing me? Because I want to show y'all. Oh, show me. No, I know. Just forget it, then. Let's try this. Show me what I'm trying to do. I did purchase them last night. Okay, here's one. This one. It says buy this again, but I don't want to buy it again. I want to download to show you. Let's go right here. Download files. There they are. And then they come up like this. From the shop that you purchased from, they'll come up like this, and then you'll have a download. Download. And I also use Embrilliance, which I'll get to that in a minute. I'm jumping ahead of myself. And you'll hit your download button, and then it, like I said, it'll go over here to you. It'll pop up on your computer, or it should, that it's downloading your files. And then you go to folders on your computer, and you go to where your downloads come up. Well, when it downloads, it comes in a compressed form, so you have to extract it to get it undone. And I just extract it right there. And then when it is done, I take it and I put it in the folder that I want it to be in. And I usually have all my folders pinned over here so I don't have to search for everything. So the one that got extracted that you can use, then you'll put it over in your folder that you want it in. Now, I'm on Embrilliance, and I'm going to go over here, and you go up here to import. Right up here, it's the needle with the files on Embrilliance. That's the way on Embrilliance, and then it brings this up. So now I put it in my Halloween folder, so I gotta find Halloween. And now I'm looking for the ghost with the ball cap. There it is. This is a bean stitch design, and I don't do many of these. I usually finish with a satin stitch, but there's that. There's 5x5, and I'm not sure. I think a 6x6 would be too big, so we'll just go with the 5x5. And over here to the right in this panel, I highlight it and I hit preferred. And when I hit preferred, it brings up the thread that I use. And to do that, you will go to threads, and when you do that, it'll bring up thread brand conversion, and I put in Floriana because that's the thread that I use. And then that is my, and then you can hit use this as my preferred brand, and there, and then okay. So anytime I go over here and hit preferred, anything I'm doing, it brings up Floriana thread. But that's not the colors on it. Well, it basically is the colors I'm going to use. But I am going to make a few changes. And on that little ball cap dot right there, I'm going to change it. And I didn't really show y'all anything, did I? You'll go over here and you'll click on it, and it'll bring this box up if you want to change the color. And on that one, I'm pretty sure I do. I'm going to change it to this color. I want that circle to be that color. And the fabric that I'm using, it may not even show up anyways. And then that circle around it, I'm going to change it to black. So, but I'm starting off backwards. I'm starting all kinds of crazy. You're going to have to start at the top. I'm just used to bouncing around and doing it the way I do it. That handle is, I think I'm going to leave it black. That bucket, I think I'm going to leave it black because of the fabric I'm going to use. Now, this stitch here that it's showing highlighted, it is going to be the placement stitch. And so I think I'm going to change it to a placement stitch. It doesn't really matter. I just kind of try to stay within the colors that I'm using in the design, so I don't have 1,500 different threads to go through. And depending on what design I'm doing, sometimes it feels like that's what I'm doing. So just to keep the threads down, I change it like that. And then it's going to come back and do. And I'm thinking I'm going to leave the ghost outline black too, which I'm going to use white, of course, for the ghost. Actually, the fabric I'm going to use, I think it's going to be really cute. It's got ghost in it. The fabric's got little bitty ghost all over it. And I think that's what I'm going to do there. But I'm kind of getting... Okay. And then there's the ghost. And then there's the hat. And I think I'm going to change it to the 578. So then it'll be 900 for that. And then I might go ahead and leave that white on that part right there on the cap. And then I'm going to put that as the same color as the circle. And then there's the outline of the hat. And then going back around the hat. and finish it off. So you basically, on all of the designs, you're going to have a placement stitch, a tack down stitch, and if you're doing something besides a bean stitch design, you're going to have a satin or some kind of finish off. Unless it's a bean stitch, and then you basically got 2 steps. You're going to have the placement stitch and then the tack down stitch. And then that's basically it on a bean stitch design. And then if you're finishing off with a satin stitch, you'll have the placement, you'll have the tack down, and then you'll have a satin stitch to go around. But that's where I'm at with that design, and I got a couple of more I want to work on. And when I get some of those done, I'll come back and show you maybe, hopefully, what I got done. And here's a quick look at what I came up with some of the fabric I had. I think they turned out pretty cute. There's a close-up of them. That's Beulah and there's Bo, the ghostly duo.